This one's Algebra 1, Semester 2. It's the 6th unit called Inequalities Review. It's the third lesson, Solving Inequalities with Plus Minus Practice. It's on creatormath.com under the Algebra 1 tab. You might have to Google creatormath.weebly.com when you go to find that. Copy the following problems into your composition book on the correct pages according to the table of contents with the notes for those pages from creatormath.com. So make sure you're going to this website, creatormath.weebly.com. Click the home page. Looks like this. All the information on the composition book is below this. Just look for the words that say composition book and the picture and follow the instructions below that. We're going to go over to the Algebra 1 tab where all the notes are, where the vocabulary is. This document right here has all the vocabulary for the whole year. And let's see, scroll down past vocabulary. Let's scroll down to Semester 2. Let's scroll down to this unit called Inequalities Review. It's number 6. Inequalities Review, there it is. And this one happens to be number 3. Solving Inequalities with Plus Minus Practice. Here are the pages it goes on in your composition book. Don't follow this video, but follow the actual table of contents at the time you're watching it because it'll be different probably. And the Notes tab will be here. There'll be notes for you to open here. These problem sets were on, and the video solution will be right here. So let's see what information we have. We have solve the inequality, graph the solution. So a little bit hard to see, but it looks like 13 minus 5n plus 6n is less than or equal to 3 plus 9. Well, we can clean it up a little bit by combining like terms. We can say 6n minus 5n is n. So we have 13 plus 1n. We still have the same inequality sign, and 3 plus 9 is 12. If we were to subtract 13 from both sides, it would disappear here. We'd say n is less than or equal to a negative 1. If n is less than or equal to negative 1, we have, looks like this one here, n is less than or equal to negative 1. Yeah, and so less than or equal to negative 1, it's a solid dot at the negative 1. Solid because it's got an equals in it, and it's going to go all the way down below, all the way down to negative infinity. Right? So I think it's this one right here. All right, solve the inequality, graph the solution. So what do we have? I'm going to change this to an x because my h's start to look weird. 4.7 less than or equal to negative 1.2. If I copy that right, I'm going to add 4.7 to both sides. Gone from the left, x is less than or equal to 4.7 minus 1.2 is 3.5. So I have x less than or equal to 3.5. I don't see it here or here. Is it on the other page? Let's see. There we go. X is less than or equal to 3.5. So on our number line, we have, this is 3.5 right here. And it's 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5. So it's not labeled. It is a solid dot because there's an equals involved. And it's everything below it because our value, our variable, is less than or equal to this. All right, all the way down to the left forever. Solve the inequality, graph the solution. We have 10 is less than x minus 5 over 2. Let's multiply everything by 2 over 1. So 2 times 10 is 20. This is less than 2x right here. The 2's are going to cancel here. So 2 times 5 divided by 2 is going to be minus 5. We're going to add 5 to both sides. 2x is less than 25. We're going to divide by 2 on both sides. X is greater than 25 over 2. Is that 12 and a half maybe? 12.5? So let's see. I'm going to flip it. X is greater than. See how the greater than is toward the x? If you flip it, the greater than remains toward the x. 12.5. So x is greater than 12.5. So that's right here. V is greater than 12 and a half, right? I did 12.5, they did 12 and a half. It's A. Let's see what they've got. They've got x is greater than 12.5. So here's 12.5. It's an open dot, and it's everything to the right. All right, let's see number 4. 17.1 is less than x plus 8.2. Let's subtract 8.2 from both sides. And x is greater than 17.1 minus 8.2. Does that come out with 16? 8.9 maybe? Yep, 8.9 looks like. So x is greater than 8.9. That's going to be this one here, it looks like. Okay, so greater than has got 8 point, this must be 8.8, 9.2. This must be 9.0. So 8.9 is right here. It's an open dot because we don't have an equals involved. And it's going everything, x is greater than this. So x is all the way out to here. And I would flip this and put x is greater than 8.9. You can always flip these things as long as you flip the sign too. So notice the greater than is toward the x, the greater than is still toward the x. The less than is toward the 8.9, the less than is still toward the 8.9. You can flip it, that's legal, all right? So right here. $14.3 is less than or equal to x plus 1.8. Subtract 1.8 from both sides. X is greater than or equal to 14.3 minus 1.8. 12.5. X, and let's flip it, x is greater than or equal to 12.5. So, x is greater than or equal to 12.5. I like this here. It's a solid dot, and it's going off to the right because x is greater than that number, and equal to, greater than or equal to, let me say that correctly, and 12.8, 12.4, so maybe this is 12.6, and therefore 12.5 is right there. Okay, that does make sense to me. So we have n minus a negative 7 is greater than 22. So minus minus is plus plus, and two negatives equal a positive. So n plus 7 is greater than 22, minus 7 from both sides. And n is greater than 22 minus 7 is 15, so n greater than 15. Let's try the next page. There we go. N is greater than negative 15? Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. Let's go ahead and look at this again. This is a negative 22, so negative 22, negative 22. So negative 22 minus 7, don't like this at all, is going to be minus 29. N is greater than minus 29. N is greater than, there we go. N is greater than minus 29. Here's the minus 29, and it's open because there's no equals, and n goes off to the right forever. X minus 5.7 is greater than minus 3.2. We're going to add 5.7 to both sides. X is greater than 5.7 minus 3.2. 2.5. All right, x is greater than 2.5. Do I have one of those right here? X is greater than 2.5. It's an open dot, and it's going off to the right forever. That looks good. So x minus 5.7 is greater than or equal to a negative 5.2. So we're going to add 5.7 to both sides. X is greater than or equal to, I'm getting very sloppy here, 5.7 minus 5.2 leaves you with 0.5 as far as I know, 0.5. X is greater than or equal to 0.5. X is greater than or equal to 0.5, right? So here we are at 0.5. Greater than or equal means a solid dot. Fill that sucker in because it includes the value because of the equal, and it proceeds off to the right forever. X minus 4.7 is greater than negative 1.2 plus 4.7 plus 4.7. x is greater than. 4.7 minus 1.2 is 3.5. So x greater than 3.5, I like this. X greater than 3.5, we mark the 3.5. It's open dot, because there's no equals involved. It does not include the 3.5 value. X plus 8 is less than negative 14, minus 8, minus 8. X is less than negative 22. X is less than negative 22, open dot, and all the way to the left because x is less than that negative 22 and does not include it because there's no equals. Match up the title. This is Algebra 1, Semester 2. It's the 6th unit called Inequalities Review, and it's the 3rd lesson, Solving Inequalities with Plus Minus Practice, and it's on CreatorMath.com under the Algebra 1 tab. Hope that helps.